Hello there and welcome back to more Final Fantasy VI. Last time we challenged 5 of the 8 legendary dragons along with the very powerful Death Gaze, ridding the world of some of its most powerful and dangerous inhabitants. And today we're going to be hunting a few more monsters, but not for their power and just for the clout of being able to beat them, but instead to give Strago a few more lore abilities. Now, to be fair, I actually have the majority of the lore abilities that I actually want for the remainder of the playthrough. White Wind, Grand Delta, Tsunami being big ones to note. However, there are about 3 more that I would like to get just to have them in case I need them. Again, to reiterate, I am not planning on grabbing every single lore ability. I've never been planning that, as a lot of them are just kind of worthless, and I don't really see the value in grabbing them, even if this is supposed to be a playthrough where I try to showcase as much as I can. I never promised 100%, I just promised a decent coverage. But enough of that. First things first on the list, we're going to be covering some lore abilities, but that isn't everything we're going to be doing today. But I'll save that for a little bit. First things first, our main destination here for today is actually going to be on the solitary island where Cid's final resting place is. Specifically, the desert next to this cabin. Now, real quick, before I forget, let's go ahead and go to Go-Go right here, and let's give them both the Alarm Earring and the Gale Hairpin, especially the Gale Hairpin. This is going to be very, very important, as the enemy that we're going to be looking for actually has a tendency to kill themselves fairly often, and I need to be able to take them down before they do that, which also means I think it would be best if I set my combat to slow, or very slow even, if this doesn't work out, so that I can take them down before they unalive themselves. I was trying to think of a synonym, but I couldn't really think of anything creative and on the spot. So let's go ahead and see here. We're looking for the land rays. There they are. We want to immediately sketch them before they die. Unfortunately, I was too slow. I think I would be able to do that if I just got a preemptive strike, which is what I'm going to be looking for. So let's see if we can get that. We're here for the land rays, which is what's... the land ray has access to an ability that I really, really want. Now, most of these enemies are they just die in one hit, which is really funny to look at. But we're looking for the sand rays. Hopefully we can get a preemptive strike. And maybe... just maybe we can get the ability we want. Now, it requires us sketching with Realm, which is why I've brought her along on this journey. There's another land ray. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to make it in time. Nah, no way. We need that preemptive strike. Because even if we had our combat on super fast or anything, they would just... Their dot tick for their 1 HP is just going to go away immediately. And we don't want that. We really, really want a preemptive strike. Awesome. Now we need to go to Realm immediately and sketch the land ray. Come on, Realm. No, I wasn't fast enough. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna metagame this. I'm gonna put Realm in the first slot. There we go. So that way I don't have to push an exit button when I'm trying to menu, and I can just immediately activate Realm sketch. Now I've got to hope for another preemptive strike. And I didn't get it. Oh. Did I get it? No! Are you kidding me, dude? Oh. We got a preemptive. Go. Come on, Realm. Use it. Okay. Poison Tail! No! She used the wrong thing! No! I've been here for 15 minutes! No! Alright, back to it. This is a side attack, too. Come on. Oh, sketch the right thing, please. No, not again! Okay. I'm gonna throw a remedy on it. In case... Oh, we got Mighty Guard! There it is! Oh my goodness, dude. Now, don't you dare poison tail Strago. Okay. Oh. I'm looking at my OBS recording. I have been here for 32 minutes. Are there alternative ways of getting Mighty Guard? Yes. Are they any easier? Not really. Oh. This was an unnecessary amount of time on this stupid lore ability, but to be fair, Mighty Guard is very much worth it. Let's take a look at this real quick. Ooh, alright. Oh, man. Alright, where are you? Mighty Guard, here we are. Casts Protect and Shell on all allies for only 40 MP. That's really good. This is basically like an opener for Strago. Pretty much start every fight, regardless of what enemy you're fighting, with this and you'll be pretty good. Mighty Guard is super nice to have. Those Sand Rays also have a chance of dropping Mega Elixirs whenever you steal from them, so if you want to go for that, then be my guest, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that. What I am going to be doing is saving ASAP. Oh, God. Okay, I have saved. It is set in stone. I've got it. And now, trust me when I say that the other two lore abilities that I want to get this episode are not nearly as involved. That was an unnecessary amount of time wasted on just the stupid Sand Rays. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad, but holy crap. Anyways, our next destination is actually in, well, near Thamasa. Now, this next one, you can either just kind of wait for it to use this ability on its own, or you can also use Realm's Control, thanks to the fake mustache, if you really want to as well. I mean, I think I'll try the Control. I don't know if Realm is actually high enough level for it to work, but you know what? It's worth a shot, right? Let's find the fake mustache. Let's see here. There it is. Nice. See if we can utilize Control. Other than that, I don't really think there's anything really I need to do to set up for this. But we are going to walk around into this forest right here near Thamasa. Let's turn on encounters and just kind of walk around. We are looking for a Vasegyata? Oh, hey, what's up? I think, yeah, this is what we're looking for. Let's see if we can control it. As this enemy actually has the arrow ability. We've seen this a few times on enemies, and we're going to see if we can get it ourselves. Okay, it's missed. We're going to go ahead and defend with everyone else, though. Eventually, this enemy will actually use it themselves. Oh, I'm on very slow combat still. Whoops. Actually, I think it actually might just be better for me to flee. This is going to take way too long. And I think it'd be better if I just get out of here and then try again whenever I turn it on faster combat. Yeah, whoops. I had a bit of a combination of Hermes Sandals plus very slow combat to see if that would actually work against the Sand Rays, and thankfully it did. But I am going to change this back to fast combat. There we go. And see if we can get lucky by having the bird show up again. We did. We also have another friend here, which I guess I'll have Shadow deal with. Fuma Shuriken it, while we try to control the bird. Nice. Arrow. This is what we want to do. Arrow. I was not looking at the menu correctly. There we go. We have arrow now. I don't know if this will actually kill it. No, it didn't. Let's go ahead and also show off Mighty Guard. I know it's completely pointless to do so, but I think it's a cool looking ability, and also I just kind of want to show it off because I worked hard for that, damn it. I know we're cursing a little bit more often, but man, we're like, what, 50 episodes into the series? I'm sure anyone who really didn't care enough has already left by now. Oh, okay, we got Arrow, which means there's only one more I actually want to get. And it will also require Control again. And we're going to have to go back to a pretty old destination that we haven't been to in a hot minute. And that is all the way on the northwestern part of the world map. I guess I could have just looped around. But actually, I want to go to Daryl's tomb. Now, we're not here to return the Falcon, but instead we're here to fight against an enemy that I've already pointed out a few times, but I didn't say anything about lore abilities because it didn't really matter at that point. But that is... Let's hope I can just run into it first try, so we get a decent segue. I did not. Okay, well, I guess I'll go ahead and set up some damaging abilities. Aha, there you are, the Marlboro. Let's go ahead and deal with this excess enemy, the X-Ray, and see if we can control this Marlboro. I'm pretty confident I can. There we go, nice. Now you are mine, Marlboro. And then we can go over to our abilities and use Bad Breath on itself. See how you like that. It got a bunch of ailments, I think. Anyways, let's go ahead and just throw a shuriken at it. Oh, yep, its abilities did work, and it's trying to breathe on itself once again. There we go, nice. I guess that would be kind of like, you know, you try to test your own breath, and you're like, ugh, I don't brush my teeth in like 6 years, and you're like, oh, well, this is what people have been smelling for who knows how long. I don't think that would be a very pleasant smell. But anyway, that is every single main lore ability I wanted to grab here today. You know, thankfully, I didn't have any more on my list because I think I'd go insane after what just happened with Mighty Guard. Now, my next point of interest is actually here back at the Dragon's Neck Coliseum, and it's going to star Go-Go for this next segment. Now, I have given Go-Go three mug commands. Now, this is something that I haven't actually done with Go-Go yet, though I have mentioned it in their bio, which, technically speaking, I've only written the script for, but I haven't edited yet as of the time of this recording, but it'll be definitely out by this point. Anyway, behind the scenes there, I haven't really been using this because I kind of just liked using Go-Go as just a mimic, and I wanted to just kind of show that off. But, so, now I can actually show you that you go to the status menu, you can apply 3 commands from other party members to Go-Go. And for this strategy, I'm going to apply 3 mug commands to Go-Go. Now, originally it would be Steel, but because Go-Go can equip the Brigand's Glove, it will be turned into Mug, along with the safety bit, which is very, very nice to prevent instant death stuff. Now, what are we going to be doing here? Well, actually, we're going to be fighting enemies that we've actually already seen before in the Coliseum, as I'm going to be betting a Murakumo to go up against good old Gale here. Now, the reason why I'm going up against good old Gale here is because Gale actually has a very valuable item that I want. A relic by the name of the Celestiad, or if you're an SNES fan, the Economizer. It is a relic that, you know what? I'm actually not going to spoil it. But basically, the game plan is to get into this fight with Go-Go and literally just have them do nothing but mug good old Gale here. And hopefully, just hopefully, Gale here has the Celestiad that I want. If they don't, we get the Holy Lance, which we then can just immediately bet again for another Murakumo, rinse and repeat until we get what we want. I don't want too many Celestiads, I'm only looking for 1, so hopefully we only need to do this once. But anyway, here we go, Go-Go. Show us what you got. We got Shamshir here, which thankfully, thanks to our safety bit, we are immune to. We didn't get anything there with the Brigand's Glove, that's okay. Cyclonic, we dodge. There is our Mug, missed, that's unfortunate. There's Shamshir, again, nothing. Nothing there, okay. Gale's going for Cyclonic, which will do nothing. Stole a Phoenix down, great. Okay, there's Flap, which does quite a bit of damage. We technically can always just reset, because I'm on the Nintendo Switch version. I haven't done anything to change their gear. So we lose there, but we saw that Gale didn't actually have what we wanted. So, we can do the good old reset. Hey, there it is. Nice, the Celestiad. Now, thankfully, if memory serves, it doesn't really matter if I die or not. I might be able to just keep my steel item, but honestly, I kind of want to see if Go-Go can win this. So come on, Go-Go. We've just got to kind of hope that Gale doesn't do any flapping here, because that's kind of what will, yeah, okay, that'll be what kills Go-Go, is the flap. Okay, yeah, we got 2 in a row. Okay, so now comes the question. Do I keep my Celestiad? I do! Awesome, I don't need the Murakumo because I got Zantetsuken, so cool. I got my 1 Celestiad, I don't need to get another one. Nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what that Celestiad does. A necklace with 3 star-shaped bangles on its chain. Reduces the MP cost of all magic to 1. If you pair this with something like, I don't know, the Soul of Thamasa, or an earring, or a hero's ring, or anything else, holy moly, will your damage, or your utility, or your healing, everything that regards magic will go through the roof, because you just have basically an infinite amount of it. I mean, like, take Rome for example, she has 413 MP. Even if she's not using Soul of Thamasa, if she's just using standard magic, she can cast 413 spells before she needs to renew her MP. And even then, she can use Osmos, which I actually don't think she has Osmos. Does she? No, she does. Osmos has 1 MP cost, so she can use 412 magic abilities, and then use Osmos and still get more stuff back. Celestiad is very useful, and it's surprisingly lucrative as well, as you can get Celestiads by going into the Phoenix Cave and fighting the Gales there, as they're rare enemies in there. You can also obtain Celestiads in, I think, another way, but I don't think I wrote that down in my notes. I think I just have the Phoenix Cave and you can also find them in a random enemy on the overworld that I haven't gone over yet. So I'm gonna leave that for a later date. Instead, I'm gonna go ahead and switch some party members out real quick, and we're going to try and grab a few more things here in the Coliseum. Now, the only other real item that I'm going to be aiming for is one that I don't necessarily need, but I think I would like to take a crack at attempting to grab. Now, this requires Setzer. No, okay. Require isn't the right word, but I'm going to be utilizing Setzer because I think he actually has the best chance of winning this. Now, unfortunately, he's got quite a bit of magic, which sucks. So instead, I did not mean to put that on. Let's get a safety bit in here. Anyway, so I have set him up to basically have fixed ice and just hope and pray that he uses fixed ice primarily, but I've given him the guard bracelet, which will cast Protect and Shell on him immediately as combat begins, safety bit to prevent petrification, zombie, and instant death, and honestly, I've given him the red cap to increase his HP by a decent amount, by 25% specifically, the Genji armor and Genji shield to increase his defenses as high as I can get them realistically, and honestly, we're just gonna hope and pray that this works. Now, what exactly am I betting that is going to cause this much stress? Well, funnily enough, it's probably something that you don't really expect, if I can find it. Aha, there it is, the healing rod. We can bet this to try and get a Mage's Rod, but we have to go up against a Tonberry, and Tonberries are very, very, very annoying. So, let's hope for the best. We're wagering against Setzer, let's see what he can do. Alright, Setzer opens up with a fixed ice, and he gets a really shitty roll. Tonberry counters with a physical attack. Okay, Setzer is going for a magic spell. Shell, okay, well, it's completely useless. Break, we dodge, thanks to our safety bit. Setzer's going for another dice roll. Decent, 2700 damage. Tonberry counters with a physical attack. Setzer's going for bio. Okay, that's interesting. There's Knife, which does a decent amount of damage, but thankfully, thanks to our Protect, we have a pretty decent mitigation. Poison has been affected on Tonberry, so he's taking 500 passive damage. Very useful. Fixed Ice, decent roll, 1100 damage. Knife is still doing a decent chunk of damage to Setzer. Hopefully we can win this out. Poisona, okay. There's Break again, we can dodge that. It's a free turn for Setzer. Setzer goes in with Hastega, okay, I mean, alright, he can get an extra turn. He speeds up in combat, okay. Raise, okay, not really what we wanted to see here, Setzer. Come on, Setzer, I put good money on you, okay. Protect, kind of useless. Thankfully, the Poison Tick is still worth it, let's go. We obtained a Mage's Rod. Nice. Because of how well that went, I actually am tempted to go for another one. So, before I do that, I'm going to go out and save. Alright, let's double down on our luck here. Another healing rod. Let's chuck it at the let's chuck it at the Tonberry and hope he gives us a Mage's Rod in return. Okay, let's see what happens. There's Knife, not a great start. Fyra, also not a great start. That poison, that bio really helped Setzer last time. Okay, we got a pretty good roll right there. 3,000 damage, basically. Okay, Break, yeah, keep doing Break, Tonberry. That's really nice. Okay, I know, I saw one in there, yeah. Those ones really hurt those rolls. Okay, we got another one in there, but we had two other high rolls, so it kind of balanced out. But we could have had like an easy 9,909 right there. Okay, we're seeing some back and forth here. Fixed dice again? Ooh, that's a really good roll right there. 6,200. That went a lot cleaner than the previous one. But hey, we got 2 Magus Rods now. Really good. That's what? 1 for Realm, 1 for Strago, and 1 potentially also for Gogo if I want them to be a magic attacker. Awesome. Now, the final thing on today's agenda is regarding a certain character that we have been seeing some interesting dreams about throughout our time here in the World of Ruin. Now, technically speaking, these are events that could have been shown off during the World of Balance, but we just got lucky enough to not see them. And this is regarding Shadow. Now, whenever we first rescued Shadow here in the World of Ruin, we got a dream of him, an interceptor, leaving a building here in Thamasa. And then we got another dream of a man and his partner in the Dragon's Neck Coliseum. We got a dream of those two, and it seemed to not be very pleasant. Occasionally, while you sleep in inns, there's a chance for Shadow to get one of these dreams. So, there are a few left that I need to get to complete his story. So, I'm going to be here in Thamasa, which you can go to any inn, it works in any inn. But I'm going to be here in Thamasa, because 1 gil per night, to see if we can get the remainder of these dreams. Okay, I want to be frank here, I'm very, very stupid. I've been sleeping in the Thamasa Inn for about 5 minutes now, and I look over at my notes and it says, you cannot sleep in the Thamasa Inn to activate these dreams because it sells for only 1 gil. You need to go somewhere where you actually need to pay a decent amount of money in order to actually sleep. So, let's go to Nicaea. Why not? Yahoo! We did it, Clyde! 1,000,000 gil. What a blast. This is the life. Guess it's time we thought of a name, huh? A name? All good bandit duos need a name. I, sort of have one in mind. Well, let's hear it. The Shadow Bandits. What do you think? Not bad, eh? The Shadow Bandits. Great train robbers of the century. Open your eyes. How bad is it? This isn't my blood, is it, Clyde? Don't worry, you're gonna be okay. I'm sorry. I let my guard down. Don't talk. The town's just a bit farther. You don't have to pretend. I know. This is my blood, isn't it? I'm done for. Get going. Leave me here. I'd only slow you down. You want to get caught? Before you go, I have a favor to ask. Please, finish me off with your knife. How could you ask me to do something like that? You know what they'll do to me if they catch me alive. I don't want to have to go through that. Touch my arm. Feel it shaking? I've never been afraid in my life. And now I'm quivering like a leaf. Please, before I wet myself and have to die a coward, just take your knife, and I can't do it. Clyde! I'm sorry. Clyde! How could you? Hey, are you alright? Where am I? In a small village called... Come on now, pull yourself together. And with that, that is the final dream sequence that we can obtain as of right now. Well, I guess technically for the remainder of the playthrough, as we have seen the end of Shadow's dream sequences. Whenever you save him from the King Behemoths, we see the end of his dream timeline, where he's leaving Thamasa, asking Interceptor to stay behind with someone. I wanted to come back to Thamasa to talk about this in a little bit more detail, as it's kind of the centerpiece of the attention here. But there's a lot to glean from these dreams. For one, in terms of what is basically official information, it is heavily implied that Shadow is the father of Realm. Now, he's not the son of Strago, but the woman that we see in those dreams that save Clyde, who is Shadow in his younger years, that is most likely Strago's daughter, or some familial connections to Strago. Shadow and that woman then have a child in the form of Realm, which explains why Interceptor has such a strong connection to Realm whenever we first interact with her, as Interceptor has known her since she was born, and Shadow actually wanted Interceptor to stay with Realm and to keep her safe, but decided to go on with Shadow to, continue his assassin and bounty hunting journey. So, this is pretty much confirmed. There's some interesting stories regarding the development history of this plotline, as there are certain interviews and translations that say that it was actually sort of snuck in by certain developers and wasn't actually fully intended to be a direct connection between these three characters, which is pretty interesting. Now, if I can find an official translation that explains this, I will, but if I can't, then I'm sorry, you'll just have to go based on conjecture, or maybe you can find it for yourself and put it in the comment section. But there's one more thing I want to talk about. Now, this is purely speculation, but there is a little bit of coincidental evidence. It's more of just kind of, it makes sense more than it actually being a legitimate evidence. It's more of a theory based on a lot of very light evidence. And that is, and it's something that I fully believe in, despite the fact that it is not confirmed and it is not fact. I fully believe that Barum, who is Clyde's / Shadow's partner in crime as in the Shadow Gang or Shadow Bandits, I fully believe that Barum is actually Kefka. Now, the only reason why I believe this, not only do we not fully understand Kefka's origins other than a few small snippets here and there, mainly that Kefka was the first main test subject of the Magitech program, and because he was sort of the prototype, that is what caused him to lose his mind. It's also allowed him to have higher magical potency. But the biggest thing that I think leads to Barum being Kefka is that they both have a strong aversion to blood. Barum freaks out whenever he sees his own blood, and he's begging Clyde to kill him because of what they will put him through if he gets caught. Kefka has a strong aversion to blood whenever he is struck by Celeste on the floating continent, enough where he freaks out and goes on a rampage. And we know that Kefka was experimented on. We don't know if he was willingly or if he was unwillingly experimented on. We just know that he was. He was the prototype for the Magitech experiments. Now, there is enough here to connect these two, and I think that is really interesting. And that puts Kefka in a very interesting light. He was a train robber who was unwillingly experimented on by the Empire and turned into this maniacal, crazy magic sadist who then went on to be a powerful general in the Imperial Army in their conquest against the world. Why would Gestal let someone who's completely mentally unhinged be a part of his army? Because Gestal himself is mentally unhinged. Of course he'd be perfectly okay giving this maniac an army and sending him to go raise hell. This is, in my opinion, one of the Again, it is not confirmed, but it is something that I fully believe in because it just makes so much sense. Now, obviously, there are counter-arguments to this, and if you prefer to have Kefka's origins and characterization remain ambiguous, then I think that's perfectly okay. I don't think this really improves Kefka's characterization or diminishes it in any way. It's fairly harmless, so I generally tend to believe it. There is I guess there is technically one more thing I can talk about, and that's regarding Realm's mother, who we see interact with Clyde briefly. There are some theories that state that Gogo is Realm's mother. I don't really tend to believe this. Really, there's only two main pieces of evidence that people have used, to my knowledge, and that is that Gogo is capable of utilizing magic without needing to mimic it, meaning that they need to be either someone who is born with magic or has utilized Magicite in the past. And also, Realm's mother is never really confirmed dead, just missing. So, technically, yes, Gogo could be Realm's mother because Gogo's gender is ambiguous. But Gogo could also just very easily also be something as crazy as Emperor Justdal in disguise. He's capable of wielding magic as he's been infused with Magicite himself, and he'd probably want to hide his identity from the Returners because, well, he's the Emperor, and it makes sense that he would want to get revenge on Kefka for kind of undermining him. Why Justdal is a mimic, other than it just being an act, I don't know, but that's another theory. But personally, I just subscribe to the idea that Gogo is just a cameo from the Final Fantasy V version of Gogo the Mimic, who disappears into the rift after you beat him, or it, or them in an encounter, and they just kind of disappear, and voila, they appear in Final Fantasy VI. That's what I subscribe to, but there are some very wild theories on who exactly Gogo is. But with that said, I think we should go ahead and call it for today. We have wrapped up a very important piece of lore that a lot of people really like. The connection between these three main characters is something that I cherish quite a lot, and is one of my favorite things about the cast of Final Fantasy VI, because it's a lot of just, like, surprisingly wholesome reuniting of family members who probably don't even know who each other are. Like, Shadow probably knows exactly who Realm is. Most likely. Most definitely. Strago probably knows who Shadow is. Most likely, most definitely. But Realm, I'm sure she's clever enough to figure it out. But who knows? Anyways, next time on Final Fantasy VI, now that we have covered what I want to do in the Dragon's Neck Coliseum, the lore abilities that I want to obtain, and the final bit of lore regarding Shadow, and honestly, the remainder of the characters that I want to talk about, all that's really left to do now is to make our final preparations before we scale Kefka's Tower. So, with that said, I'll see you soon.